Welcome back to my channel where I use real life experiences to motivate and inspire growth in all areas of life. Now, as you can see in the topic, how to prepare for a storm. In this video, we are going to talk mostly about how to mentally prepare for a storm and what do you do when there is a calm before a storm. All right.
This is the calm before the storm.
I'm sure you can agree with me that sometimes some storms catch us by surprise, like you hear about it and it is right upon you, and this can cause a lot of damage to your property or your livestock, and you can end up trying to fix these damages for many months and sometimes years. However, there are times when we know that a storm is coming because we were warned before but we refuse to prepare. We can sometimes see a storm coming on the horizon. I'm going to share with you a little bit of the experience I had with Hurricane Gilbert in 1988, where I learned so many life lessons as a pregnant teenager. And I devoted a chapter in a book that I wrote about that time in my life and this particular personal storm that I experienced. Life can be so beautiful and peaceful at times, but things can change suddenly and also for the worse. And just as quickly, things are back to normal again. So for me and a lot of persons I know, this was the first major hurricane that they would experience, and some people, not a lot of persons, were scurrying around and they were battening down their windows and doors and doing preparations. But for the most part, young persons like me and even some older than me, we were just gathering in groups and we were just talking and laughing and having a lot of somewhat fun, because we wanted to see what persons have been talking about hurricanes. We are going to experience our own major hurricane. And I remember that my friends even went to a party the night before when we heard of the storm coming. We had some days, like we heard that it would hit like in 3 days time or something like that, and they went to a party the night before, and for some reason I didn't allow them to convince me to go. I think I was too afraid. There was this eeriness about the wind. I've never heard a wind like that before, and I feel like if I wasn't pregnant, maybe I would have gone with them, but I was afraid enough to not go with them. And the storm came, they went and they enjoyed themselves and they came back and they were making a lot of noise on the road the night before, but I was inside listening to them outside. And the storm came about 10 o'clock, around that morning, mid-morning hour. And oh my God, we were trying to peep, my siblings and I were peeping through any hole we could find, because my father had already buttoned down the window and whatever else he could do with plyboards, and we were peeping through any peephole we could find, and we saw some fowls we had in the backyard, and other persons were raising fowls, and the cubes were in the air, and the falls were in the air flying. And I remember I was saying, what, these ground birds have wings, get wings, can fly high now, man. And we saw trees breaking down and zinc and everything flying all over the place. And it was really, really, really scary. The middle of the day was as pitch black as dark night. The raindrops were so heavy and loud on the rooftops and everything that else that it was falling on. I must mention that even up to the 10 o'clock time or mid-morning time when the storm started, there were persons still preparing and getting boards from neighbors, and they're going to source things to batten down their roofs and tie down the roofs or batten down the windows right up to the time when the hard breeze came in. However, for the most part, there wasn't much preparation, and at the end you will see the effect of not preparing for a storm. To cut a rather long story short, when there was a calm in the wind and the rain, my father explained to us that the eye of the hurricane was passing over the island, and that is why we had this calm. It was so eerie, but it was so peaceful. There was no rain, there was no breeze, there was nothing. And he explained to us that the eye was passing over the island, and the second part of the storm would be worse. No, I am saying no. After all that devastation that we are looking at, and what we witness ourselves, and what other persons were saying happened to them, how could the storm get any worse? Especially after such a calm as this. I've never experienced such a calm before, and I'm not sure if it's because I just witnessed something devastating why the calm was so exceptional. But yes, there was a worse storm coming, and we had to be bracing for it. Now, during the calm, my father checked to see if anything wanted to be fixed to prepare ourselves for the coming storm after the calm. And this time you had more persons now who were helping the older ones to batten down and to prepare for what was coming next, because by this time I think they realize now that this storm is not playing. But for the most part, the young people gone on the road again, and they were trying to convince me to come with them. This time they gone to check on the damages far out on the road. And even though I was saying to them that the storm, my father said the storm that is coming after the calm is worse than the first part, don't go out on the road, and they were saying, you know, I'm just a coward, and they're going to go on the road. So when the rain started back, some of them were still on the road checking out damages. So you could see people running and running and running, trying to get inside before the storm started again after the calm. I don't think I want to spend any more time telling you what happened in that storm after the calm. So if you don't know, go on the internet and look for Hurricane Gilbert 1988 Jamaica. Okay? But now for the lessons that some of the lessons that I learned during that time and later on in life. One of them is, sometimes the storms in our lives take us by surprise, and we are left not knowing what to do to fix the damages that come with that. Also, I learned that when there is a calm, when all or most things are going well, we become complacent, and we are therefore not prepared when the storm that will come. Remember, I didn't say if a storm comes, the storm that will come, we are not prepared because we get complacent. We enjoy the calm, and we are not alert that there is something worse that might come following this calm. Now, I'm not saying that you should not enjoy your lives like my friends did before the hurricane and during the eye, but you should be in constant preparation for an unexpected crisis. I don't want to say unexpected because life happens, so you must expect that something can happen. Be in constant preparation for an expected crisis because you should be aware that life happens, people change, you change, and as such, your life can become chaotic and miserable in the blink of an eye. What preparation does is to soften the blow and to allow you to be better able to deal with the damages that may be left after the storm. Not only should you physically save for a rainy or a stormy day, but you should condition your mind to manage crisis situations. Now, to physically prepare for a storm, you would stock up on things that you know that you will need. Make sure you have lighting, you have warm clothes, you have food, you button down your roof if it is questionable, and button down your windows and doors and do all the necessary things that you know you need to do in case you don't have any light or water for days. But to mentally prepare for a storm, you have to use the calm seasons in your life when there's nothing going on and everything seems to be going well, to use that time to prepare your mind. Expect something to happen because, as I said before, life happens and anything can happen at any time in life. So, even though you may not know what form it might come in, your storm will come, but if you are mentally prepared by expecting that something may happen and getting ready, find out how you will deal with a crisis situation if it comes along, you will do better than somebody who has not prepared their mind to face the storms in their lives, whether physically or mentally. Now, persons usually look forward to the calm after a storm. What are you doing during the calm before the storm?